the Middle-aged Bodcast. Getting older, but having some laughs.
Welcome to the Middle-aged Bodcast with me, Raging Rich.
And me, T.A. Shalano.
And T.A., we are back once again with an episode. I was going to say back once again with
the Renegade Master. Well, I'm glad we both had the same thought there, and I didn't do it because you'd have got upset with me, but I think we just go with that now. Back once again with the Renegade Master.
We're going to be keeping that in as well. So we're back.
Or not, for copyright purposes, actually.
We didn't really sing it, so that's fine. But yeah, with the ill behaviour and all that.
Well, you pushed it out. That's 20 quid go now.
But yeah, we're here getting through season 6. And we've been up to a few things since we last spoke. So yeah, looking forward to having a chat, catching up and finding out what's been going on.
Yeah, absolutely. But before that, I suppose it's time for another weigh-in.
Yeah, let's do it. I know that it's getting a bit of a bad joke now, isn't it? My numbers. But yeah, let's just go to it.
Well, I don't mean just your numbers. I mean, I think both of our numbers. We've hit season 6. And, we're losing about £1 a season at the moment, I think is made about it. But, so we were at the last weigh-in I was at 19 stone 2, which is 121.8 kilos. You were 19 stone 3, which is 122.2 kilos. So now, drum roll please for me. I am now 19 stone, exactly.
It's like the guy off the phone, the 123, was it, where you get the time sponsored by is
19.0, which is 120.9 kilos. And should we now do Raging Rich?
Yeah, let's go.
So, Raging Rich, drum roll please. He is 19 stone 5, which is 123.2 kilos. So I am down £2 and you are up £2, which gives us a gap between us of £5. Talk to me.
Well, we know, don't we? I've been overindulging and probably making some bad habits more and more constant in my life, which isn't good. So it's trying to get out of those, really, and trying to improve, as we say, hold yourself accountable. And I have got to, and I've been thinking about this a lot since the weigh-in this morning. So yeah, lots of things to change, getting back on track, because I was doing really well, and it's just been since Christmas just terrible, going backwards really the last few months. So yeah, gotta pick that back up again and get back on track, back into the cooking at least 2 meals a week, get back into the, especially with this walk coming up, doing a bit more of the training, and obviously got a bit of a chat about that later on. But yeah, there's a lot to do on my side, certainly.
I think there's still a lot to do for both of us, to be fair. And the walk is a good point, because it is 12 miles walk, not the two of us attempting 12 miles by bus, which if we don't sort ourselves out,
true,
we need to. True. But, it is what it is. Yeah, we carry on, as it were. But, you say obviously you've had some overindulgence, but you have got your trainers on and you've been out walking, because I know that was the thing we spoke about before, that you were obviously trying to get into the habit of that, and you've been out and hit the, I'll say hit the pavement, but you've hit the ground.
Is it time? Is it time for the segment?
I think it's time to talk about Raging Rich's walking.
Is it time to talk the walk?
Talk the walk, walk the talk, talk the walk.
Talk the walk, talk the walk, talk the walk. We need a jingle for talk the walk.
You're going to hate me for this. It's just literally just popped in. I've been trying to think of, I quite like the sort of alliteration. We could call this Raging Rich's Rambling, because it gives you the talking and the walking as a thing. That's it. Raging Rich's Rambling.
Oh, it's Talk the Walk.
Talk the Walk.
Talk the Walk is the segment name. And yeah, I have done, obviously in the last time we spoke, I'd hurt myself, so I wasn't able to join you for the walk that we planned. But I've had a few days off work. I was like, right, this is it. It's happening. It's nice weather outside. Let's go do this walk. I downloaded the Strava app, which is brilliant for tracking your route and giving you talks about distance and all this other stuff on there. So it helps you to sort of figure out how far you've walked and stuff. So I did a 3.3 mile walk on, a couple of days ago now, which was really good. Lovely route as well to talk about, but yeah.
I was just going to say, well done. Other apps are available. We are not sponsored by Strava. I suppose we just point that out.
And we should do the joke, I suppose, of if they want to, we could do with the money.
Oh, dear. But yeah, 3.3 miles. I have to say, when I went walking and I told you, and then you were like, oh, I haven't been able to get out and whatnot, I felt it was the reverse this time. You'd been able to get out, and I was really busy the day you went walking, and I barely got out my chair for working hard. And I'm like, would have been lovely to get out. So I'm glad that you got out and done it, and have been discovering.
You know what it was though, TA, when you went out and you said you'd done your first one and you'd done 4 miles, I was going, I'm not even gonna make 1.5. So yeah, I'm really pleased I managed to do that. Found a really nice route, quite local to us. Having lived in this area for my entire life, to actually find somewhere quite nearby that I'd never known about before was lovely. And I know it's stupid, isn't it? It's ridiculous, but it's yeah. So
I have to say, when you told me this, that you found this walk, and I'm like, okay. And obviously, this kind of goes to, I suppose, the amount of walking that you would do generally, and that this is opening up new horizons. But it did seem like you'd found Narnia, to be honest. Like you walked out of the back of your house and suddenly it's like, I didn't know there were miles of fields.
I mean, most of Narnia was frozen solid when they first found it, but yeah.
Well, so would that have been in winter. It's a good job you waited until spring to get out there.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, I did enjoy it. My footwear, on the other hand, what I was wearing I've actually had for quite some time now, so I have worn them down just generally, but obviously then doing the walk and doing the sort of practice walk did lead to some aching feet when I finished. So we've already established, I think, over the seasons, I'm a fan of Natalie Imbruglia, so I'm there listening to Natalie Imbruglia as I'm doing this walk, and I got to our local town and I went, I'm going to have a sit down. I'm going to get myself a drink. So I sit down in this cafe and I order, and I take my headphones off and I'm going, I must not have switched them off. I can still hear Natalie Imbruglia. No, I walk into this cafe and it's just playing randomly. And I was like, this is a bit weird. And then it finishes, and then Kylie starts playing. And I thought, who's put this playlist together? Like Mrs. Sholano or something, with Australian singers.
I think what it was a subliminal message in your brain, because you realised it was a big mistake to go out with your shoes torn, and you should be so lucky to get a new pair. Oh dear, he's looking upset now.
I'm not. I know what's coming up because you went to a comedy show. I think you fancy yourself as a bit of a comedian.
Do you know, I've thought about it. I've seen some of the open mic nights. I've considered it. I've considered it. Go up as T.A. Sholano.
Yeah, but you know,
and be like, international author and podcaster now takes to the stage. Here he is.
People would be going, who?
They'd love me. They'd love me.
Oh, yeah. But
maybe not. But...
They would by the end. But at the start, they'd be going, who? Who's this bloke?
Yeah, exactly.
It looks a bit like Rob Cross, the darts player. Yeah. That or Tony Soprano.
Well, yes. I've got some great lookalikes, haven't I? When you think about it.
They're anyway. very, very different to each other, but yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so, in the roundabout way. But yeah, so, you had your walk and... listen to some music, and you felt better about having, I think, got that, building that momentum in leading up to the walk.
I think the thing is as well, because one of the things I've thought about is doing the walk on my own. I've gone, I'm going to end up bored. So I went, take your headphones, put your music on, you'll be okay. And I was. And yeah, just having something to sort of distract me as I'm walking around. And look, it wasn't all pretty fields and nice sort of scenery as I'm going around. Obviously, I was trying to also make sure there was a lot of walking on roads and things like that. Not literally walking on the road, but walking on the pavement next to the road. And one of the reasons for doing that, of course, is the route that we're sort of planning to take. It's going to be a bit of an urban route. So, yeah, going to be doing a lot of road walking and things like that. So I thought, yeah, try and mix it up a little bit, figure it out. So, yeah, I was really pleased. And for me, for a first go to be able to do that has been really good. And actually, my dad had a really good plan. I was talking to him about it, and he said, why don't you go to either from where we are now to our starting destination as a walk, or from our starting destination to here as a walk.
Okay.
I think it's probably better to go from here to there, because our starting destination is a shopping centre.
Yeah.
So if we're going to like walk back from there, we might have actually bought something. So actually you want to think
it's more logical to walk to there.
As a test run. Obviously, when it's the proper walk, we'll be going there purely for the purposes of the walk. But yeah.
But I think the important thing about this as well is in building confidence. So obviously, when you mentioned you were a little bit frustrated, obviously I've been out for a 4-mile walk, and you were like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, I won't be able to do that. The fact you've now gone and done a not dissimilar distance at your first attempt, I think is a confidence boost. I think the other thing about you know, you talk about getting out and whatnot, and with walking is great as well for sort of clearing the mind. You know, in terms of you and I obviously spend a lot of time in front of screens and stuff like that. So actually, you know, getting out in the air, especially, you know, now we're kind of in spring and, you know, getting a bit of that better weather and whatnot. And as well as the fact we've obviously got the walk coming up. But actually to get that is got health benefits physically and mentally to do that. And I wonder if I mean, I've always kind of walked on and off, you know, perhaps a bit more than yourself overall, you know, I would say. Could this be where this is something you carry on beyond the walk? You might think, actually, I quite enjoy getting out for a couple of miles walk, listening to some music, you know, getting rid of some of that stress. And
I think so. I think since I've been working where I currently work, it's been hard to go and do sort of physical exercise anywhere because of sort of the time it takes to get back on the commute and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, where I used to work had this really great little walking trail around the outside perimeter that they actually built for that purpose. And I used to do a few laps of that when I worked there. And that was always really helpful, actually. But yeah, for the last, 8 years now, I haven't really had much chance to do anything like that. So it has been good. The music, as I say, listening to the music was really helpful. I did have a very short walk of half a mile for something we're going to talk about later. And I had some music on for that as well, just sort of walking about. And I do think having the music on the music is a great distraction, and it's just finding something. I didn't want some like playlist that was going to make me start running or anything like that, but I just thought just play some music, you know, you're going to listen to. You're not going to want to keep skipping it. You're just going to walk along and enjoy. So yeah, it was really good, really pleased. And yeah, bring on the next one. Well, we're going to be doing the next one together, aren't we?
We are. I mean, in terms of when you say you messaged me and your footage as well was great, and you know, obviously with the sun out, I can't help but thinking, you know, you're walking around listening to Natalie as well. I was wishing I was there. So there you go. Another song reference in there. I'm proud of that.
We are going to get Renegade Master. We're going to get all these Natalie and Brunia songs. Kylie, we're going to get sued by them all.
Do you know, this is going to be the most expensive podcast episode ever with the amount of copyright rights we're going to have to purchase. Do you know what I mean? So, but we express great love and joy for these people, so don't charge us. You're already maybe a bit richer than us. Well, a lot richer than us.
A lot richer than us,
I was going to say, crikey. A bit? A lot. So, yeah, no, you've done well, and you know, I'm looking forward to us continuing the walking pursuits in the lead up to the 12-mile walk. Yeah, so other than walking, I've been doing some other activity that you and I don't enjoy. Let's be brutally honest, and that will be DIY. And I loosely use the term DIY as it's more when I'm involved in DIY, it's ripping things out rather than designing and building, which is not mine and your forte. frankly, our sort of DIY construction capabilities make us fit for podcasting. Is where we're at. So, yeah, I ended up basically ripping out the carpet from our front room, stairs, landing, including all the those gripper things. Oh dear me, especially stairs. There's loads of them. Oh, it just, with not exactly the greatest of tools and all the rest of it. So, I'll let people laugh at this. It's probably taken me the best part of 2 full days to rip all of it up and all of the grip out. And I did tell somebody this and they did laugh at me, but they are, somebody in construction. But yeah, when I kind of woke up, I did the 2 days a week apart. This will give you a clue as to just how fit we really are. And the first one, I really did ache a bit, but, a few days. The second one, I went intense because I was on a bit of a timeline. Mr. Shalano and I were going to a show. Yes, another one, listeners. I know, when are we not at shows? We had a show on the night, so I was really up against it. So I was really pushing it, really working exceptionally hard to get this finished, including Mr. Shalano going, how long are you going to be? I want to get in the shower, and you're in the way. By the time I'd finished, and then we got ready to go, by the time I'd made it to the show, I was already hurting. The next morning, I could barely get up. So I think what I've concluded from that is that I have the sort of DIY skills of an office worker and the DIY fitness of an office worker. And I accept that, but at least I've done it. And I feel a sense of achievement when I walk around the floorboards, hoping that one day somebody with skills will come in and make it look better again. If and when that takes place. You're laughing. Even you're laughing at me.
Well, no. I just can visualise it because I'd be exactly the same. I'm not laughing with you because I'd be just as bad. Yeah, it is something, isn't it? Especially when you talk to somebody who is a professional in that sort of field, and they just sort of go, "What? Like, why has it took you that long?" You go, well, it's not something I do on a regular basis.
There were times when I thought, I wish that you were here to help. And then I had to pinch myself to go, don't be silly. That'd just be 2 of us making a mess of this. It'd be like Laurel and Hardy or...
No, you know what? It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. We wouldn't get it done because we'd be stood there trying to plan out the logistics and taking forever and just not doing it.
There's quite something in having a hammer and trying to get nails out of the floor as well.
Yeah, I have done that, yeah.
Listen to us. Oh, the worst DIY. Oh, yeah, I've done that, yeah.
It's true, though. It's true. Listen, we're not like these YouTubers on doing their DIY on their houses and stuff.
No, we can't
giving
do
you
it.
tips like, we could be the what not to do. You know how they had like what not to wear? We could be what not to DIY.
Yeah, I mean, it would be an entertainment in itself, just watching, which is why I'm glad it's not filmed of me getting the carpet up. And then trying to chop the carpet into pieces. People are like, why are we doing that? We don't have a skip. So we're actually going to take it to what's colloquially known as the tip in this country. But I now understand from going online, because you have to book an appointment now, like it's a doctor's. It's called like the recycling centre or something now. It's like, what do you say? It's a tip. It's a tip. No, it's the recycling centre, and you've got to book an appointment within 14 days of wanting to go. You used to just go and queue up and go in. Not anymore. That's a post-COVID thing, I think, as well. But
that's the carryover from COVID, isn't it? Because they started doing it like that, and then they've just kept it ever since.
So I've been cutting that up as well to get it in bin bags, so we'll be able to get them in the car to drive to the tip. And you think, oh, dear me. But if you'd watched me with this sort of knife cutting up the carpet, I then broke the knife, which upset Mrs. Shalano because she liked it was a good, useful knife. And it left me in the position of, this is going to make people laugh. I promise you this is a clip that you'll make people laugh. I finished up cutting the carpet, having broke the knife, with the shears that you use in the garden. So anyone in my street who looked at me in my garage would have seen me wrestling with a piece of carpet with some shears.
Hang on.
Yeah.
No, hang on.
Yeah.
You broke the knife. What kind of knife were you using?
You know, one of these extendable things where you big out with a big blade.
Yeah.
It's like a DIY person's...
a Stanley knife.
No, it's bigger than a Stanley knife. It was more sharper than a Stanley knife.
Oh, okay. But you know what I mean, yeah.
The equivalent version.
Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So, hang on. But aren't these ones where you can get, like, replacement blades?
Well, maybe, but you can't even get the blade out. I broke it that badly.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I don't think that's going to work, mate.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Unfortunately. So yeah, so that was good. It wasn't good, but anybody who'd have seen that would have been like, "What is he doing? He's wrestling with carpet with some shears for the garden." I mean, and I'm openly admitting this. This is how bad you and I are.
I could just imagine you going at the carpet with shears like Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
I don't even know what that reference means.
It's from wrestling.
I know it's wrestling, but I don't know what that means. So yeah, of all the things that the UK has given the world, it's now given you T.A. Shalano cutting up carpet with shears. I mean, what do you do?
Well, okay. Let's get on to the more positive aspect of that day then, the show.
You got to the show, which was one of belatedly, I bought it, Mrs. Shalano, and gave it her as a Christmas present. Because I thought the person we were going to see, she knew and had seen clips and all the rest of it. I found out on Christmas Day she hadn't. Didn't know who it was. This is one of her Christmas presents. But it's a comedian called Johnny Cole, who's local to the West Midlands. And he was doing a local venue. And to be brutally honest, she really enjoyed it. We had a good night. I was aching slightly, but, a couple of drinks. And we had a pleasant evening laughing at that. So, yeah, but then the next day I really did ache, I'll be honest. Well, in fact, I ached for quite a few days after that. But, yeah.
No, I think, you know what? You've done it now. You've been out. You've done your DIY. You know for next time. Get another spare knife.
Well, I've said to Mrs. Shannon, I'll buy another one. I will buy another one.
But yeah, that is really good on you. You gotta have a go at these things. And
well, I'm guessing that's helped keep my fitness going. That I've got a couple of pounds down, so I didn't get out walking. I just sweated myself out, ripping out carpet gripper.
Oh well, no, I think you've done really well with that. I think you've done a really good job.
And then I haven't told you the bit about the amount of injuries I sustained during this pursuit, because carpet gripper is a little bit with the nails and it's sharp. I was at one point I tried to cut it in half, one of them, to try and get it in the bag, and then sliced it straight through my knee, and then that got cut. So Mrs. Shalano was then trying to help me get antiseptic wipes, so I didn't sort of end up needing a tetanus shot. And then I did Final Destination style. Anybody who loves that franchise. I had the bag with the stuff in and I was in a tight space and I fell backwards onto the bag. And if you fall backwards onto a bag full of nails put through carpet gripper, you have about 6 or 7 where you're going, like that. So it was like something for, Final Destination 945, I reckon.
Oh my God.
So a lot of cuts and...
Be careful. You want to be careful.
So,
but yeah, good on you for doing it.
So I'll be sticking to sticking to the non-manual work.
Fair enough. I think that's a good shout. Good shout.
So if you ever get a quote from Rich and I for building, don't take it.
That won't be happening. Well, I guess we're coming towards the end of the episode nearly, T.A., but I have to tell this story.
Go on.
So it's not a very podcast-friendly story, obviously, and it does probably help equate to some of the weight gain, but I have to tell this. So the other week, I was actually doing a training session at work. I was leading the training. I think I'd said this to you, and that had gone really well. But on the evening, I was meeting a few colleagues, some that I still work with, some that I used to work with, meeting them to go for a meal. Now, I wasn't going to have a meal. I was going to just go, have a couple of drinks, come home. And I was talking to Ruth about this, and she went, Rich, you're going to end up having a curry. I go, no, I won't. I'm going to be good. Determined to be good. So, we went to a place called the Desi Yew Tree in Wolverhampton, which is quite a well-known place. It's quite popular in Wolverhampton. It's recently been featured on the YouTube channel Only Scrans. I was waiting for that.
Is that really?
It's really called
my
Only
God.
Scrans. Only Scrans. So shout out to Johnny from Only Scrans.
Brilliant. Love it.
Essentially, right, he'd been there. He tried the food. It was popular anyway before all of this, but one of my colleagues had been trying to organise it for a while, and actually in the end she couldn't go. Now she was going to give me a lift to this place because I had no idea where it was. She was ill, so I had to make my own way. So I'm going to meet my other colleagues and a couple of former colleagues. So I'm like, right, I've got to find this place. So I'm looking it up from where I am, and it's saying it's like 20-minute walk or something like that. But it's like a 10-minute walk from the shopping centre. So I'm thinking, okay, I know where the shopping centre is. It's literally up the road, go there. So there I am, now on my phone, trying to do this like Google map thing, trying to find it. Okay, tell me where it is. Oh, it's down here. Okay, cool. So I leave the shopping centre and I walk around these various landmarks I do recognise, such as the casino and one of the churchyards. Here I am walking along. I walk through this churchyard, cross the road, and I'm going, well, now what do I do? Where am I going? There I am on my phone. I'm walking down the road, and it's telling me that this pub, the Desi Yew Tree, is just round the corner from where I am. Round the corner from a sex shop, TA. In fact, not one sex shop. Round the corner from 2 sex shops. And I'm just thinking, where the hell have they decided to meet up? In this random like area. It's like the pub is in this industrial area with all these units around it. And like, it's so surreal.
I mean, this does sound like an alibi. Like, as in, no. I had to walk past the sex shops to get to the curry. Honestly, I promise you.
Alibi or not, and it's not an alibi.
I mean, as in, like, you had to say to Ruth, no, I had to go that way. I didn't go in, I promise.
Well, I didn't even know this thing was there. So I'm literally walking past this thing going, oh my God, this is the weirdest route. Like, what the hell is this place doing here? But I will say this, you get round the corner, right? You get round the corner, you're on this street, there's nothing there apart from these industrial units. And then all of a sudden, this pub. So I go in, and again, I'm in the pub, I'm going, I'm not eating. I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to have a couple of beers. Now, everyone else who was coming wasn't going to get there till a little bit later. So I order a pint, I sit down, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to just do this. Once they get here, have another drink and then go. There's this family sat on the table next to me, and the dad of the family has ordered the mixed grill curry. Oh my God, TA, I smelt it and I just went, I'm eating when everyone gets here. So I did, and I'm really glad I did. The food was absolutely excellent. I have said this before, I think, about Wolverhampton, that when I first started working there, it was brilliant. There was a lot of really good places in the city centre and things like that. Since then, a lot of them have closed down. This is sort of just outside of the main city centre. Mm-hmm. But brilliant food, absolutely delicious food. And I have to say, if you are in the Wolverhampton area and you're after a curry, the only place now I can recommend is the Desi Yew Tree. It's absolutely phenomenal in there. It is a small pub. I don't believe you can book unless you've got a really big group. So you have to basically turn up and they just find you a table. But wow. And also, I will say, they have TVs at the end. You know, like I have those smaller TVs on the inside the wall. So the Villa were on. So I did see a little bit of that game, the European game, the Villa one. But yeah, it was lovely food. Really enjoyed it. And I will say, if you are looking for somewhere to eat in Wolverhampton, it's a place to go. And again, not sponsored by them, but just wanted to big it up because it was a really enjoyable meal.
I was going to say, it's very specific. If you are looking for curry in Wolverhampton, it's a very specific message. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. The only thing I'm going to say on this particular point is that I just think it was very ambitious of you to think that you were going to go to this place and not end up eating. Because I know you want to be disciplined and stuff, but in reality, You were never going to go and not eat, were you?
You know what I think it is? I think had it just been some standard place that we were going to, and it was like some pub, because that was the thing. It's a pub serving
Yeah, just a
food,
bar or
right?
something, yeah.
But because it was a very specific thing, these Desi pubs, especially like in this area of the country, there's a load of them around, and they are so good. Like the food here, honestly, it was so nice, and genuinely, I do want to go back and try some other stuff that they have there. But yeah, not very podcast friendly. Maybe that could be a place to walk to one time,
and then have the curry.
And then have the curry, because you learned it.
And you'll need transport to get back, because you wouldn't be able to walk back after you've eaten all the food. But okay. Also, how far? That might be even further.
Well, we'd have to see, yeah. But
the 12-mile walk, walk here from here to there is probably quite a long walk. Anyway, digress. Well, okay. Well, we know there's work to do, but you have started the walking. So, yeah, I look forward to continuing our path to the actual final event, which is coming round. There's a few weeks to go yet, but so we've got a bit of time, but we need to knuckle down. Less curries, less DIY. Frankly,
and more
walking, more walking, and we will be in a much better position for that. So look forward to it.
100%, and we will be back next week with a guest episode. Really looking forward to that. We've got a good one for you as well, so hope you enjoy. And then the last 2 episodes of the season following that, episodes 9 and episode 10. Are going to be very much focusing on progress towards the walk, talking a lot more about that as it gets closer to that date. So yeah, thank you very much, T.A. Looking forward to our walk tomorrow. The first one we've done together is a bit of a practice, and yeah, we'll try and find a nice route that we can get some nice scenery in as well.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
One more middle-aged podcast in your life? Of course you do. Follow us on social media for behind-the-scenes stuff, extra larks, and all our latest updates.
We're on Instagram and Threads at Middle-aged Bodcast.
Facebook's easier. Just head to facebook.com/middle-aged podcast.
If you're still hanging on to Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, we're at Middle-aged Bodcast.
And if you're on Blue Sky, it's at middleagedpodcast.bsky.social.
Or you can swing by our website, middleagedpodcast.co.uk.
Give us a follow and stay in the loop.
Cheers for listening.